The sky was bleeding fire. In the high Himalayan dusk, lightning danced atop the world's tallest peaks. Stand at base camp, and the universe rolls its dice. Some climbers will live, some will die. But one man, unsung, unknown, obsessed, would wager everything to rewrite history. His name was Maurice Wilson. You won't find his face chiseled on granite plaques or his feats recounted on Discovery Channel marathons. Yet in the spring of 1934, with the world still wincing from the Great Depression and tyrants stirring in Europe, Wilson set out alone to summit Mount Everest. The way he'd do it? Through a plan so mad, so brilliant, it remains unmatched in mountaineering legend. Maurice Wilson was hardly your typical hero. He was a World War I veteran, left battered, in body and mind, by machine gun nests and trench gas. After war, he roamed, drifting through jazz halls and city centers, nothing anchoring him, until one stormy night in a Leeds boarding house, he claimed to receive a vision. Through faith and fasting, anything is possible, it thundered in his mind. He would show the world, by pure force of will, the power of prayer and refusing food, he could ascend the unclimbable. No ropes, no oxygen, no Sherpa teams. Just himself, his Bible, and a battered flying jacket. Few believed he'd get farther than the foot of the Himalayas. The alpine elite laughed. Wilson didn't know how to climb. In fact, he'd barely seen a real mountain, nor could he fly a plane. But, undeterred, he taught himself, crash-landing again and again in English pastures, patching up his rickety biplane with tape and hope. May 21st, 1933. Wilson points the nose of his plane toward India, smuggling past colonial checkpoints, chased by rumors of lunacy. By luck and grit, he lands, battered but alive. Reaching the roadless plains below Everest meant slipping through jungle, bribing border guards, dodging tigers, trekking hundreds of miles on foot. Missionaries tried to turn him back. Local priests warned the mountain devoured souls. But Wilson pressed onward, fasting for days, marching by starlight, fever dreaming of God. He scrawled into his journal, "I will not fail. God will show me the way." At last, he reached the Rongbuk Monastery, facing the world's highest slopes. Alone against Everest's colossal north face, with only a sleeping bag, scant rations, and the hope that faith would defy the laws of nature. Frozen winds howled, avalanches thundered. Wilson climbed, step by staggering step, ill, underfed, hallucinating visions of angels. The world's expert mountaineers had failed here, defeated by storms and the infamous death zone. But Wilson, gripped by fever and hope, pressed higher. Days merged. He lost the path, found it again, wrote desperate prayers. In one final entry, shivering in the howling darkness at 22,700 feet, the ink blotted, "All is well, I shall succeed." History says Wilson disappeared. Monks found his sleeping bag, surrounded by ice. No glory, no triumph, just a dream, crystallized in the silent snows. The press back home dismissed him as a madman, but rumors swirl even now of footprints higher than any man reached that year. Yet legend lingers. Today, Everest is mobbed by high-tech expeditions, helmed by millionaires in neon suits. But Wilson's ghost drifts up those frozen slopes, a spectral warning and a spark of hard-won hope. What drove him wasn't mere madness, but a vision greater than himself. To wager his life against the impossible, not for fame, but to prove the human spirit could climb higher than any mountain. Maurice Wilson. Anonymity claimed his bones, but perhaps not his soul. Sometimes, it takes a dash of lunacy to change the world. Sometimes, it takes one man with a prayer and a battered heart facing down the gods of earth and sky, just to remind us all what it means to try.